Hello, everybody, and welcome. Tonight is another bonus episode for Pride, and I am being joined by the beautiful Bella. As you guys already know, I'm Kim. I'm your host. You guys know me from This Fat Girl Life, from The Rope of Hope, and from Big Beautiful Badasses. And now you get to know me here and see how everything else looks. The reason I am doing these episodes, you guys, is because June is Pride. I am a very proud ally. And to be an ally means to show love and to show support. And this is how I know how to do it, is by helping spread awareness and education. And by showing everybody that love is love. Does not matter who you love, doesn't matter about gender, about race, about your hair color. That is all superficial. What matters is what's inside your heart. And we all deserve to be loved for who we are. So that's what these episodes are about. Like I said, tonight I am being joined by such an amazing person. I actually got to meet Bella face to face last summer. I don't know if she remembers this or not. But I met her at Hamburger Mary's in Denver. And that was the first time my husband had ever seen a drag queen face to face. And so he was all excited. That was on his bucket list. And so we went to Hamburger Mary's, and that is where I met Bella and fell in love with her. She is amazing, you guys. And now I'm going to let Bella tell everybody a little bit about herself.
Yay. That is insane. Well, hello everybody. Wait, am I introducing myself now? Sorry, the audio is a little weird, so I think I need to. The audio sounds a little weird on my end.
So yes, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Bella Gonzales, and I also do drag here in Colorado. I'm actually a native here in Colorado, so born and raised. I guess I'll talk about drag aspects since that's where you met me. I'll be perfectly honest. It is really, I don't remember that night. Honey, if I remember 5 minutes ago, then we are literally in a good, progress.
Yeah. Well, sweetheart, I will send you pictures.
Okay.
Because I have pictures of us together.
Okay, yeah. Usually, sometimes if I see the photo, I'm like, oh my God, yes, I remember that night. So it depends on what I'm wearing. It's kind of weird. That's how I remember things. It's so weird. But yeah, I was born and raised here in Colorado all my life. A good 33 young years of that life. So actually, recently, I'd say, has it been about 3 months? I think it's been about 3 months that I have recently just came out as a transgender woman. So this is a whole new journey that I'm experiencing, and it has been honestly a roller coaster of every emotion. I'm still feeling everything now. It honestly feels like the day after I just came out. It's crazy. It's insane. I'm a little nervous, so maybe by asking some questions, it'll kind of help me mellow out.
I could definitely help you with that. So, you came out as a gay man originally.
Yes.
How old were you?
Oh gosh, I was junior year of high school, at the end. Would I say what? 16, 17,
yeah,
maybe?
That's about
kind
16,
of in that range,
17.
a little bit. Yeah, it was a funny story. I was told all my close friends, and I was like, how do I come out to my mom? Because I have my mom and my grandma are the closest in my life, because my mom lives with my grandma and I grew up in their household. So I was just asking for advice. How do you think I should come out? Because I was so scared growing up in like a Hispanic Catholic household. It's like, oh my God, you just cannot just do those things.
Right.
So they're like, you should write a letter, put it in your mailbox when you go to school the next day, and they'll read it while you're at school. And then when you come home, you can discuss it. So I literally tried writing a letter, and I'm not so slick at things. So I literally, like, my mom was like, "What are you up to?" Because it's like you can never be sneaky in a brown household. It's like the webcams are like everywhere, but like in human form. So it's like you can't even sneak across the house like a little mouse because there's like someone always there. So I literally had to like read this letter out loud to my mom. It was so nerve wracking. And she's like, "What do you mean you're gay? You're happy?" And I was like, well, that does mean happy, but I like well, at the time I used the term boys. So she had a freak out at that time. And the next day I woke up and she was literally sitting next to me on my bed, and she's like, "We're going to take you to a priest and we're going to help you." And I was like, well, why do I need help? I don't think I need help. Like, I'm just trying to be me, lady. Like, back up off me. I just woke up and you're being all crazy. Um, but over time, she I don't know how much she's educated herself or whatnot, but she has, at that time, presenting as a gay male. She was starting to be really understanding and really seeing how happy I was, and at that time, I guess, of being, I guess, content of being a little free, and just really starting to see that we're coming into our skin a little bit, if that makes sense, at least in that
Hmm.
time in my life. Yeah. But, oh, go
So
ahead.
you came out as a gay male.
Yeah.
Did you still feel like there was something missing or that just wasn't quite complete?
Right. So going back to childhood, I guess talking so much more about myself as a child, I had never um, felt as a boy. I always was like, I want to be a Disney princess. Like, I was downstairs in my basement, like, literally had my favorite blanket on me, and that was like my princess gown twirling. And um, I never ever liked doing boy things. It was just disgusting. I was just so calm, wanted just to play Barbies. I wanted to be Barbie, basically.
And here now you look like her.
Oh gosh.
You've got the hair, you've got it
Oh,
all. I
oh,
mean,
they,
you are
thank
rocking the
you.
Barbie.
Yeah, it's just really interesting because growing up into teenhood and, just putting that aside, that idea, it was like I was talking to my husband about this the other day. I was like, even in my generation of coming out, like presenting even as gay just seemed like so taboo. It was like you don't say anything, you don't talk about it, and you just basically live behind closed doors or not even come out at all, like outdoors, being yourself. Because,
Hmm.
my mom and my grandma, the biggest thing about them is that they're so terrified and so sensitive of, people saying things about me. And I really don't care about that, honestly. I was just looking back, such a brave individual. Little things that I used to do, like, playing with Barbies and not really hanging out with the boys. I'd hang out with the girls all the time. And I just related so much more to females than I did males. I just never really felt comfortable around males. Not that I ever had like a bad experience with a male or anything, but I just connected more with females. And being around them, I just felt as I was, well, am one of them. So, yeah,
Well, I definitely think, part of what you described with your mom, I mean, that's what we as moms do. We protect
yeah,
our babies.
yeah,
We want them not to get hurt.
right,
So
right,
I mean that I can see as a normal mom reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
Mm-hmm.
my daughter is grown, has a baby of her own, I do it. That's a normal mom reaction.
Yeah.
Was there ever anything that was completely not normal? I mean, I know you mentioned the whole, the day after talking to the priest, but
Yeah.
you said things kind of over time went to a norm.
Over time, yes. I think that at that time in my life, just being like, we're just gonna go from here with things and see how things go. It was it was still a process even before coming out as trans. Like, um, it still is not 100% even as my assigned birth self. Um, it was, I would say, at least 75%, which is more than I can ask for at that time. So, yeah, even coming out to her, I wanted to do it in person, face to face, but unfortunately, that didn't happen for me. It was over the phone. I was just like, I'm coming over. I want to talk to you and Grandma about something, and she was just like, what? What is it now? What do you have to tell me now? But honestly, when I told her, she did have the reaction, I guess, of, I don't know if it's normal of what other people have experienced, but she was like, you were born a man, you're a man. And I'm like, oh no, absolutely not. No, I'm not. No, 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 no. And I had to be like, we're going to have a serious conversation right now and not, I understand that you're upset or you're kind of freaking out a little bit. I was like, but let's just kind of focus here and have an adult conversation. So I literally have explained to her, in the past, I never really felt male. I was like, even presenting as a gay male, I was like, I never really liked male pronouns. I didn't like them at all. It was just kind of weird every time someone would say my assigned name. It was just really weird and uncomfortable. So I just like stuck with it for as long as I could. And it's kind of like you get at that comfortable level where you're used to it at that point. So
Mm-hmm.
I was tired of being used to it. That there's kind of like a lot that led up to me coming out. Um, at the time COVID hit, we had a lot of our employees furlough for like 2 weeks on and off, and there was this new medical assistant that started, and I was training him, and we would have really good conversations, and he just opened up my eyes um, of like him being so happy in what he was doing in life, and he would just be like, what do you want out of life? And that just like was the root of me thinking. And um, then Nikki Tutorials, I'm not sure if you're aware of who she is, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I saw her video of her coming out, and I was literally in my basement laying on the floor because I like the floor for whatever reason. And I was watching her video, and I was bawling my eyes off. And at that time, I just had this rush feeling of like, you need to come out now. Like, this is the moment, that this is your time. And I just couldn't at that time. I don't know why. I put people first before myself. I was like, it's not fair to my husband of this long, first and foremost. And then I was like, my family is going to disown me. Um, I knew that I would have people who would support me, but it was still a scary thought of family, and then of course my husband. And then unfortunately I put myself on the back burner again. So I guess we're just going to throw this all out there. So, relationships, you have good times, you have bad times, you argue and you don't argue. So, unfortunately, that night we had an argument, and I guess I had some feelings that night, and I had no idea what was going to happen. And basically, at the end of the night, I came clean and I was like, I have one other thing to tell you. And I was just like, I am trans. And um, my husband was like, I know. And I was like, okay, great. perfect. And he was just so calm and supportive. He's like, I've always known. He's like, you've never used male pronouns. Um, you don't like boy things. You always, refer to yourself as Bella. And literally at that moment, it was an amazing feeling because I just felt like a building lifted off of me, and like I could still feel that moment to this day of how I felt. It was just amazing. Yeah.
So I was literally just about to ask how your husband responded when you answered that already. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and you gotta forgive me, like
He
I
was so
ugly cry
Oh
very
God, he was
easily.
so supportive. He was like, I don't care if you have booze and a giant tomorrow, like, I still gonna love you, and this is just who you are. Like this, you're the same person. You're just now gonna be your authentic self. And I was just crying. I didn't know how to feel at that moment. It was just like a whirlpool of emotions. It was crazy. And then I actually have a photo that I took of myself of that night of how I was, and it is just so depressing. And to go back to that time, and I'm gonna save that for like a later post, and we're like down in my more into my journey, and to share that transition of from then until now. So yeah,
So
it's
what does your journey look like now? I know you've come out as
yeah.
trans, which so I told you this the other night. I'm just so incredibly happy for you and so proud
Thank
of you.
you.
I
Thank you so much.
yeah.
I feel like it's still a mystery because it's only been just shy of like 3 months, about 3 months, maybe a little over by a tad bit. But I'm thinking of like really how far in the transition I want to go as far as like physically. I am on HRT, so uh, this past Sunday yeah, was my 1 month on HRT. So I started that. So I'm really excited. It's so weird because I feel like I'm noticing like I don't know if it's too soon to like see little subtle changes, but I feel like there's certain things like I just feel so much more calm, and I don't know if it's because I'm just living authentically or if the meds are kind of helping along with that. But
It
like
could be a combination of both.
yeah, my thinking process has been so much more open and calm, and I'm not as tense as I used to be. I'm just so calm. I feel like I'm just like floating, which is an amazing feeling. Yeah, it's really great.
Well, I have to say, and I know we kind of talked about this earlier. There is definitely a difference about you from
Oh,
last summer to now.
yeah, yeah. And it is just so weird because all the times that when I performed, um, I was just sucked into this world. Like when I was painting, as I guess you would call it, as pretty and not alternative. Um, and it would just be like, I just felt that I was present at that time. Like I was just living authentically at that time. Um, it just felt that way. It just felt so normal. And uh, now it's just like it's so crazy. I sometimes can't even believe that I am here right now, living as myself. It's insane. It's it's like mind blowing. It's crazy. Like the biggest insecurity I have, because obviously makeup does wonders and everything like that. So I mean, at the end of the night when I take all this off, it is really, that's like my biggest insecurity right now. So I'm just like, you just have to embrace the process. Nothing happens overnight. It's going to take time. So I'm kind of like working mentally through that currently. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I definitely, yeah, nothing is overnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
As much as we want it to be.
as someone who, excuse me, deals with all the wonderful female issues that there are, one, be glad you don't have to go through menopause. You will never deal with that pain. I am envious. But look at all this up here.
Oh, I
Sometimes you have to embrace what isn't always so
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, and honestly, I was like, oh, I wish I had gray hair like right now. Like, I think it's beautiful. I think it's so just
Oh, honey,
classy
thank
and
you.
it's gorgeous. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
So, through this entire journey, what has been the hardest part?
The hardest part at this time, oh gosh, as much as it's easier said than done, and I always say this now, it's literally, and I have to, I secretly, as we most do, care what people think, like reality. I think that the hardest thing right now is that there may be certain people who really don't see me as my authentic self, and they just see me as like a drag queen just going to work basically, and that I'm in drag all the time. And I think that's kind of the hardest thing, is that I don't know if people take me serious about it. um but that really is not my business. Whatever they want to think is, their opinion, but as long as, I'm happy, and that's all that matters. So,
Well,
but
I'm going to give you a piece of mom advice here. Screw them.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I know that's easier said than done.
right, right,
I totally
yeah,
get that.
yeah.
You are you, and you're beautiful.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Of course.
It's like, even with that, like the LGBTQIA plus community, it is gruesome. Um, most people are all about how fantastic you look, and especially seeing, so many TV shows, and seeing a lot of my trans brothers and sisters have to deal with, what, I don't know if this is the correct term, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but like it's of the people who are like, if you pass as your authentic self. And I think that that is one of the most things that we as trans people think about constantly is, you know, how are people going to see me, or like myself, basically, you know, how how am I content enough to be as I am now, even if we didn't have all the resources, would we still be happy physically? Um, it's hard. It's hard. Even presenting like this, like looking now, like sometimes it is really, 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 really hard. It's really hard. I'm still learning makeup stuff to look a little bit more natural during the day. It's hard. It's hard. It's harder than what you might think it might be. And maybe that's just because it's just me mentally still dealing with certain things. But yeah,
I struggle with it.
yeah,
That's why I'm not wearing any.
yeah, yeah.
I because I can't do I what you have on right now. I could not do.
Of course you
Your
can.
eyes are
Oh,
amazing.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
I have no clue how to do any of it. I've
Oh,
watched the tutorials. Okay.
it's crazy because when I first started doing drag, it's funny. I still remember like certain parts of so many people that I have had the opportunity to sit down and learn makeup from. And one individual who did drag back in the day, in their day, they're like, yeah, I used 5 eyeshadow colors on my eyes. And I was like, 5? I was like, I can barely like apply one at that time. I was like, 5? Oh no. I don't even want to think about 2 colors. I just want to get the eyeshadow on my eye. That was the goal. And for it to actually show up.
Well, girl, come to Colorado Springs and teach me your tricks.
Oh yes, yes.
That
Absolutely. It's still a work in progress. Like how I am looking now is how I've been painting, or do I even say painting? It's so
oh
weird to say that, I guess.
oh I I hear straight women painting, beat your
Oh
face,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
all of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Getting glamified. Yeah, I think it's the past week or so. I just stopped doing just cream contour. I've just been doing powder, and I've been liking the results, and it's more natural looking and not more so much of drag looking. So I think we're in that mindset of looking more natural. Yeah.
Well, you look beautiful.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And you are beautiful.
Oh, thank you, honey. On the flip side of that question, best moment.
Like in my life or like right now?
Through this whole journey.
This whole journey, um, aside from my husband's reaction, um, it's kind of, oh God, there's kind of many, if I can share many. I'd have to say one of them was work. Work has been absolutely amazing. Um, and it was my most also nerve-wracking as well. Also coming out, like it was like my top three, like my husband, my family, and work had to know. So I literally, for the most part, there was like I think a few times that I came out to individuals at the same time, but then it was kind of like a one by one situation. So I work in a medical office, so you know, certain people are more conservative than others. And I've worked there for like between 8 to 10 years, so I've been there for quite a while, and it feels like almost like a third family, basically, because I see them every day working with the
Mm-hmm.
doctors, um, and I'd have to say they've adjusted so well. There are slip ups here and there, but I again did not expect anybody to overnight just have that flip of a switch and just adjust 100%. So it's still a work in progress, of course, but for the most part, it's been amazing. And just working for that practice, just in general, they just are like, if you're happy, that's fine. We just care that you're happy and that you're not going to leave us. Yeah. So I thought that was amazing, and they really do care for employees, which is amazing and really almost kind of rare these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then also with my close, like my drag family, like my first drag daughter, um, already knew. So everybody who has told me that they've already known, it just literally makes me feel even so much better. And for everyone who has always just seen me as Bella or called me Bella, um, has just always that it's the same root. It's like they're like the water to my plant to help keep it alive. Yeah.
Well, I do have one final question for
Yeah.
you. Where you're at now, living your truth, if you could go back and talk to that 16-year-old boy who was asking his friends, how do I come out to my mom and my grandma? What would you say?
Gosh. I I would say when you're ready, that is the time that you should sit them down in person and have as much as you can an adult conversation and really let them know that this is really your authentic self. And there may be a good reaction, and that's fantastic. If unfortunately that you get a negative reaction or mixed reaction, just know that there may be one day, hopefully, that they can adjust and learn to educate and grow along with you on this path. And don't be scared to be yourself, because at the end of the day, it is you that needs to be happy.
I love that. Well, Bella, thank you so much for coming on my show, for
Yeah, thank you.
spending this time with me. I sent you a friend request on Facebook.
Oh,
We've
good.
already connected on
Yeah.
Instagram. Please love me on Facebook.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I did like your page. Yes. Yeah.
But I'm honored and blessed to
Thank
know
you.
you.
Thank you for this opportunity. I like even now I just feel so many emotions. It's been amazing. So I'm very thankful for everybody who has shown so much love, and I've sent so many messages to people who's inspired me throughout their journeys, and just helping me just keep that strongness going. So it's been great. Yeah.
Well, you guys, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. I will not be doing any episodes on Sunday. I am taking a personal day to just be me and have time with the grandson. So I will be back with episodes next week. Remember the purpose of this, you guys. Love is love. It does not matter who you are. Everybody deserves to be loved. I am going to ask, if you were watching this, if you have been moved by any of these bonus episodes or any other episode that I do, show a little love. Buymeacoffee.com/ this fat girl life. Caffeine keeps me going. Without caffeine, I could not do what I do. Running 3 podcasts plus bonus episodes plus a 4th podcast in the works takes a lot. And caffeine is how I do it. So buymeacoffee.com/ this fat girl life. You guys, I love you all. And I'll talk to you later.